Welcome to CAM Look, your daily dose of the Cincinnati Art Museum. Each weekday, a staff member or volunteer will be sharing an object from the permanent collection and posing questions for discussion. Please check back at 10 a.m. every day for new work and a new conversation. My name is Karen, and I'm a docent at the Cincinnati Art Museum. Today, let's look at the Pond at Gylieu by Charles François Daubigny. This was painted in 1853. Let's look at this together. First off, where are we? What are we looking at? Well, the title tells us, and we can see it's a pond. And generally ponds are a small body of water, so it's not a vast ocean or sea. It's a very small, intimate body of water, and they're generally not very deep. Question for you. Does this seem realistic or plausible? Could you imagine being there? And if so, what makes it seem realistic? To me, it looks realistic, as I can imagine exactly where we are. We're on another bank of the pond, near the birds. We're actually quite close to those birds, so maybe we've been sitting here for a little bit of time being very quiet. It's a sunny day. The birds are wading in the reeds, looking for food. You can almost smell the air and hear the rustling of the reeds. In fact, Daubigny observed this location and painted it. At the time this was painted, this actually was a radical concept. The idea of an artist going outside, observing nature, and painting nature for nature's sake. Previously, painters certainly painted landscapes, and they also may have done sketches outdoors, but these were done as preparations for, or as a backdrop to, depicting important historical or literary events. Observing nature and painting just a landscape was typically not done. But starting in the 1830s, a group of French artists decided to paint outside from nature, and Daubigny was one of them. Many of these artists painted in a small village southwest of Paris called Barbizon, and hence are known as the Barbizon School. Keep in mind, this is not a real school. There was no formal school. It was just an artist community of like-minded artists doing this radical new thing, painting from nature. Interestingly, Daubigny spent some time in Barbizon, but he spent much more time painting the north of Paris in the Vosges, or further south by Lyon, which is where this painting was done. So, Daubigny came to the scene and captured what he saw. Let's look more closely at those birds. We can see there are two large ones that look like herons. When we look in detail at these herons, we can really tell it's painted. By that I mean we can see there's paint put on with a brush. Look at the white on the top of the head of the bird on the left. That top of that head, you can just see its little swish by the brush putting down some white paint. Also notice the tall grass and reeds looks to be just quick strokes of the brush. Also interestingly, as you look at that, you can see there's some horizontal whitish lines. It's a little hard to tell if you look at it in detail what those are. But when we back out, we can see that those lines help capture the mirror type reflections of the sky, the bright sky and the water amongst the reeds and with that slight movement of the water. So Daubigny is trying to capture this fleeting essence of what that pond looked like at that moment. As you look at this painting, what else might you hear, see, or smell if you were sitting there with Daubigny?